Hi guys, welcome back to Impossible. So I'm gonna be talking about the difference between an evolved and an unevolved person. Okay? An evolved and unevolved person. Okay. Normally, this is gonna normally unevolved people that end up together and they're both unevolved. This is what we call a toxic relationship. Okay? An evolved person is a person that is knowledgeable of oneself, okay? That take their traits and learn to deal with it. So, say for instance, like me being an impatient person and, ignorant. Now I learn to ignore ignorance and I have much more patience. That's an evolved person when they learn to grow and learn to accept their faults and learn to compromise with oneself and learn oneself. This is what we call self-knowledge. This video is going to be short and to the point because I have a lot of videos to do. Okay, an unevolved person is a type of person that think their actions are correct and they're not correct. Okay, and they don't want to take the blame for anything, and it also falls into narcissism, like a narcissistic person. Okay, and they don't see what they do is wrong, and they don't want to step up to the plate, and they don't want to change. Okay, an evolved person wants to change, wants to grow. An unevolved person stays stagnant in life because they just don't see what they're doing wrong or how they could change themselves. And even if they're nasty and they're ignorant person, they feel like this is who they are and this is how it is. Okay, an evolved person knows that no, well, I don't like being this way, and like that. That's when you're evolved, when you're evolving to become a better version of yourself. Okay, an unevolved person, let's just take for instance, let's use an example, right? So you do drugs, right? And you hanging out with drug addicts, correct? Okay, so the person that wants to get away and see better for themselves and wants to clean up their act, they're evolving. The other person that is stuck in that world of using drugs and just doesn't see a way out, then they are unevolved because they are closed-minded to the fact that they can evolve to the best version of themselves, but they stay stuck because they feel like there's no way out, but there's always a way out. And that's where the mind steps in, how you think of oneself, and that's where evolving starts to happen. When you think of oneself and when you start seeing yourself in a better place, you're evolving. Unevolved just don't see any way out and just happy and content with living that lifestyle. That's unevolved. Okay, and this is why I'm going to go into toxic and unevolved and how they relate to toxic relationships. Okay, so this is going to be 2 in 1. Okay, so a toxic relationship, it could mean numerous of things. Okay, it could be abusive, it could be physically, it could be both. Okay, and the other person stays. They think that's love. They think that that's the way to go, but no, it's not. Okay, and then they find each other both arguing. A toxic relationship could also be using drugs together or alcohol and cussing each other out. This is a toxic relationship. Both of them are unevolved. Okay, again, like physical abuse, and you think that's love, you're unevolved. Now here's where the game changer, here's where things start to change, right? So one person, say for instance, one person start evolving and the other person is still unevolved. This person starts to wake up and realize that they're in a toxic situation and they don't want to be, they're unhappy. This is an unhappy situation and they don't want to be in this type of relationship. So they start evolving and start saying to oneself and start thinking and wanting more out of life and not just be stagnant in that unhappy relationship with that person. So one person will break free of the toxic relationship when the time is right. So sadly, if you're like me, I was in a toxic relationship for for 12 years. So when, I was young, I was only 15 years old when I met my kid's father. He was older than me, 10 years to be exact. Okay, so he thought he had control and he was possessive and he sold drugs and this and that. When you're young, you're stupid, STDs, physically abusive, verbally abusive. Okay, it's not until I started thinking differently and started wanting more and started stepping outside the box and getting older that I realized in my 20s, like, this is I'm unhappy. This is not where I want to be with children. So sometimes you have to sacrifice, even if you're in a toxic relationship. Like I said, toxic could be abusive, physically, anything. You have to be the bigger person, because there are stuff out there, that resources that will help you along the way to get out of these toxic relationships and move on with life. So when you start evolving, you start noticing, like, hey, I'm not happy. This is not what love is all about. This is not relationships all about. And you start evolving into the best version of yourself. And guess what happens? The evolved person will be the one to break free of that toxic relationship. Now, unfortunately, there are some people that are still unevolved to this day, and they're 50, 51, 52. That's sad, but it's like that. Okay, unfortunately. But when you evolve, you learn how to break free and how to start speaking up for yourself and how to start not taking shit for anybody. This is when you're evolving into the person, your best version of yourself. Okay, and that's why I said in the Friend or Foe, never be afraid to walk alone in life. All right, and never be afraid. Okay, so this is the difference when you're evolved and unevolved. Okay, same thing, right? Like relationships. So when I do compatibility reports, there's a lot of people. A lot of people is like, oh, I speak up, I don't stay quiet, this and that. Okay, because you're evolved. Unfortunately, not everybody is like you. Okay, and this is why I was going to do part 2s to the compatibility reports, but I just wanted to see what you guys was going to say. And sure enough, you guys said what I knew you was going to say. Okay, I'm the best match, and this one is the best match. No one is the best match. As a matter of fact, okay, look, for instance, right, if we want to go into like zodiac, right? I'm Aquarius. My kid's father's Aries. And as far as zodiac, Aries and Aquarius is the best match. No. I would disagree. Now here's what I think. This is what I know. Not think, no. Any match could be a best match for each other, right? It doesn't matter what zodiac sign you are, as long as you both are evolved and understand each other and willing to understand and cope with each other. You guys it can work. If you're working together, it can. Any sign can work. All right? Because I have numerous signs out there that would disagree with the best. Like, Taurus man and Cancer woman are the best. I have a lot of Taurus men and Cancer women that would disagree to that statement. And there's millions of people out there that would disagree to that statement. Just saying. Okay? Now, if you would have said, they can be the best, or, they're a great match, I would agree to that. Yes. Okay? Yes, because they have an understanding of each other, right? They will learn to understand each other, and they're both patient. Okay? But if you're going to say that they're the best, no. They can be the best. Any relationship can be the best, no matter what sign you are, depending on if the person is evolved or not. But if you're dealing with an unevolved person, then the relationship is going to sour. It's going to suck. Okay? And there are still people out there that are trying to be the best, and they're trying to make it to their best in their relationship the best way they know how. And this is why I do part 1s, part 2s, part 3s, because if you don't know, I look, like I said, my purpose in life is to teach. Okay? And then to bring out the best of you guys and to evolve you guys in the best version of yourself. I like when you comment like, oh, I don't take that shit. Okay, great. That's you. But there's many others out there that's not like that. There's some people out there that, that's still with the person that took their virginity. They don't know what relationships is all about. Maybe you're one that had many relationships or seasoned or experience when it comes to relationship, like I am, right? But there are some out there that not so experienced in relationships, and and they could be older. All right, and then they see what I'm saying and say, wow, you know what? Yeah, I don't speak up, or I don't do this, or I am too clingy, or I, like that, okay? So, it's for everyone, all right? It's not only for you. And trust what I say. I say everything not to be dissing people. I go by what Spirit tells me and what I need to say, and I don't take it back. Because you're not the only one that's hearing the message. Other people out there need to hear the message as well. Okay? That's just facts. All right? Everybody wants to blame a sign of, but fuck this sign, cause this, that. Unfortunately, you guys might have met when you guys were both unevolved, and it's numerous of things why relationship didn't work out. Okay, but like I said, any relationship can work out. It depends on the person, whether they're involved or not, and a lot of things play into this toxic relationship. People abusing you and stuff like that. I don't agree with. I don't allow that, and I don't think you should allow it either. Period. And that's why I talk to you so fierce and strong out there, like, you don't have a backbone. One girl said, I have a backbone. Okay. That's what I like to hear. Because, the mission is not to let anybody walk over you. It's to stand strong in who you are and who and not to care what anybody think or say about you. Because, to be honest, people are going to talk about you whether you're doing good or bad. But when you evolve, you don't give a fuck what people say. Got it? When you unevolve, like all the shit that people say to me, God, when I was unevolved, this channel wouldn't last. Because I would be cursing left and right and this and that and your mama this and... Okay? All right? But, because I've been through my situations in life and I know how to laugh it off and just let it be. Okay? But yes, toxic relationships is usually when two people are unevolved and, they just in it. It's just toxic as fuck. Cursing each other out. It's just lack of respect. And, it's just, not getting along and not learning from each other, not growing for each other. It's just a stagnant relationship. Just, one person is physically abusive or verbally abusive. It could go both ways. The woman could do it to the man could do it to the woman. It's just a disgusting relationship. But it's not until one person started waking up and changing, that's when they start evolving, to say, this is not what the fuck I want. Okay? All right, so that's the difference between evolved and unevolved and how they relate to toxic relationships. Okay? All right, I love you guys. I have a lot of videos to do. Okay, I'm possible. You're possible. You're NC Tasha Tai. I'm out.